Xbox net, Xbox network fucking up and shit. Oh, damn. Shit just cut me off mid live. Type of time they on. Alright, look, let's do this shit real quick. Let's look at our roster, dog. Uh, yeah, that Zach Levine pickup was good. But I gave up, who I gave up, Terry Rozier and on one center. No problem. No, he was the center. Isaiah Stewart. He was like the bad boy of the deep, bringing the bad boy back to the deep, but he had to go. Zach Levine, the franchise player, him McKay, Jalen Durant, Ivy, Adams, Clarkson, Thompson, Duncan, Nicole. I'm about to get rid of his ass. He next. Like Big Dog, I picked him up from off free agency. Gary Vincent, Javon Carter, Corey Reddish, Holla, Bronny Jr. I got Bronny. I sent him to the D League though. He down 4. Alright, hold on. What I was trying to see. Do I need a I think I need another big man for some reason. Kinda wanna start him with Adams. Do his thing. I'm gonna go this nigga dog. I'm gonna be doing shit though. I'm not gonna lie. That nigga don't be doing shit. Javon Carter nigga, man. Got a lot of tools. Let me see. Dog was mad as hell. He ain't get that old school 5 on his ass. Old school one of them niggas on this little Sean watch. Oh, they give me Andre Drummond? Yeah, I take Andre Drummond back. I ain't gonna lie. Cause Doggy Bones stink. And he only 21 though. I'll give him one more game, dog. And then let's see if that bet's still on the floor. Let me see what else they talking about. Got time to develop though. Niggas stink. Zach LaVine, first game, which is gonna be good. And we have to clear it. But yeah, we're gonna go bad boys. Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
At point, at 6'6" number 2,
Welcome and happy holidays
boy,
from
Zach
2K
first game
Sports.
here.
It's time for NBA action. With Greg
Oh, that
Anthony
was
and
a
Hall
good
of Famer
franchise
Doris
trade
Burke,
for my
this is
GM.
Kevin
My
Harlan.
GM having a good
And
first year.
joining
He
us on the
came in,
sidelines, another
made
Hall
some
of
good
Famer,
trades for
David
us.
Aldridge.
I really
How about
believe
those
these.
rookies?
We
Time
got
now to
rid
check
of a lot
out
of
the Rookie of the Year race,
Schroeder.
ranking the league's best young rookies here midway through the season. You take a look at
Number
Holland.
2, that's the rookie. I got
in the
a
top
3-8,
5
like
currently, he's definitely on the radar
6,
screen.
7 games.
He's been playing some very
like
solid
13,
basketball.
14 games.
And he's had a decent amount of success here in his first year. A few of the top guys in the rankings have kind of outperformed him, but he's lived up to the reasonable expectations.
I think he'll probably tell you he expected more of himself in the first half of the season, but you're right. I mean, being in the top 10 of these rankings is a positive for any rookie.
And a look at the starters for the Hornets. Up at forward, it's Miller and Bridges. Trey Mann is out there with Ball, and it's Williams at the center. And for the Pistons, the backcourt pair will be Cunningham and Ivy. Jalen Duren is out there with Steven Adams, and it's LaVine in at the 3. And nearing the midway point, and Doris, we're always seeing some shifts in the landscape.
That, to me, Kevin, is what makes things both interesting and exciting. Intrigued, too, are some of the young players in the league pushing the established stars. How deeply into the careers of the great players are we? And are we looking at the end of what has been an extraordinary run of talent? It's always incredible to watch.
Now, here's Bridges. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Connects from three-point range.
This guy is always ready to shoot the 3. LaMelo's so confident from distance.
Outside, LaVine. Back to Cunningham. Adams outside. Ivy on the wing. Defended by Mann. Clock at 4. The shot's good.
Too smooth from the mid-range. Defenders can't let Ivy get comfortable from there.
Ball, the pass to Miller. Bridges outside. A three-pointer off the mark.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
Cunningham gets the bucket.
Cunningham is not shy about mixing it up down low. He's got a great feel around the rim.
Freaky fillet.
And so here's Charlotte, outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
I'll tell you, they played hard, they drew fouls, but they could not convert at the line.
One of the things that you know when you miss free throws is you're giving the team opposite you all the momentum. You're failing to capitalize on their mistakes.
Got the boys that's going to take it to the rack.
Charlotte's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Hey, DB, we don't see a lot of them, but from what you have seen and heard, what can the Charlotte Hornets do better to improve their overall game?
Well, I think one of the things you have to look at is what are they doing successfully on the offensive end and what are their weaknesses? One of the weaknesses is drawing fouls and getting opportunities at the free throw line. To me, Kev, the best teams do a good job of getting easy points, whether in transition or at the charity
stripe. Got to see how it's going to work with all 3 of them. It's a good pickup, though. Good big 3.
And the first one at the line is good.
And you have to appreciate the all-out effort Jaden Ivey gives you on the court. He works so hard to find ways to get involved and prove he belongs here.
Man, shit, I just got here, nigga.
And Ivy drops them both. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Right now, I'd send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to talk with J.B. Bickerstaff for a minute. In talking to Coach, he discussed the hidden talents of LaMelo Ball. Coach said he's still a young player in this league, but we can't take that lightly. We've seen what he's done to soft defenses. We need to be physical. So we'll see if that defense tightens up for him. Guys?
All right, thank you, David. Cunningham gets the bucket.
And I love how Cunningham dictates the pace. You can't speed this guy up. He forces you to play at his speed.
Now, here is Miller. Scoring-wise, he's definitely making his mark. Right now, he's averaging about 19 points a game. Ball, no good. Now the Pistons with it. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. Levine inside the three-point line. And with the rebound.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
Pass to Bridges, and here is Ball. No good on the triple.
This has not been a good period for this guy. Out of sync, not letting the game come to him. He's got to settle down and make shots.
Now Levine. We saw him with 19 points his last outing. And Levine throws it down.
Boy,
Turn the D up, Zach.
take Levine out of his rhythm. That means no open lanes to the rack.
Hornets trail by 7. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
They set the pick. Here's Man. Back to Ball. The shot, no good. Adams, some nice D.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Some big news coming in from around the NBA. We welcome in our 2K insider, Shams Charania, who's on the phone with the latest story. Shams?
Hey, Kevin. Things are happening for Detroit in the Pistons front office as we get closer to the trade deadline. They recognize they have to round out their offense, and I'm told they're bringing in Zach LaVine. That's a major weapon for this team. It's a big move for this franchise, and it signifies their intent to be aggressive moving forward.
Thank you, Shams. Great to hear from you as always. And timeout is called by Charles Lee. He wants to talk to his guys.
And momentum going the other way. Can they find some answers?
I think here you have just got to get back to what you do best and then live with the results.
Both teams changing it up here. With a break in the action, let's take a peek at the top rebounding teams in the NBA this season. The Pistons, number 1.
They are tenacious when it comes to attacking the backboard. Physical, smart, and determined. No surprise to see them at the top of the ranking.
Richards finds Green. Here's Micic. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game.
That's a shot he makes with regularity, but that time the defense up to the challenge.
Dermanenko down low. Defended by Richards. And here's Cunningham. Just 5 on the clock. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Hornets trail by 9. There's 1:26 left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Miller.
No.
Can they get it? No luck. They battled on the glass, but couldn't knock it down. The Pistons have gotten 6 of 11 shots to go down so far. Pretty nice shooting.
Boy,
booty ass.
He missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
Pass to Micic. Miller against Thompson. Miller right side. Here's Richards. They kick it out to Green. Micic, the pass to Green. Charlotte moving it around. Here's Miller. The Hornets keeping it alive. The new 14. Green with a screen for Miller. And he's good on the 3-ball.
Loves hitting those threes, especially off movement. It makes Miller so tough to defend.
Cunningham with it. 11 seconds left here in the first quarter. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Jovic. That's in, coming off the assist from Cunningham.
And
And guys getting into a nice groove here.
That's all, man.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
And so it's Detroit in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. And we've got more on 2K Sports coming your way after this break.
Put shit together, Jokic.
With us, folks, second quarter of exactly been next on the score.
Running smart plays and just setting guys up for success.
And they've also shown dominance in the paint so far tonight, really putting the work in down low.
And Charlotte looking at who they've got. You've got Nick Richards. Grant Williams is out there with Green. Then it's Ball, and it's Micic in at the point guard. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. What you got for us, DA?
Kevin, the new leadership in Charlotte has made it clear that it's not going in for quick fixes. The goal is sustained success, building with youth and development. Call it roster flexibility or a blank slate. But with some promising young players and more help, there's nowhere to go but up. Kevin?
Health is huge. That's the hope. Hey, David, thank you. Here's Micic following the basket by Cade Cunningham. Pass the ball. That one's good. Just his third make. Brings him to 3 for 8 in this game.
Well, the great length and the great size of the backcourt. LaMelo Ball continues to improve as an interior scorer.
LaMelo Ball came in like a storm into this NBA doors, but hasn't been able to stay healthy since.
It's so true, Kevin, and that's unfortunate because the skill is apparent every time he plays. He's a game changer with his size and his playmaking. The NBA is better off because of the flair and the style he brings when he is healthy.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And eventually, every player, GA, has to grapple with age, realizing they've lost a step or two against the young fellas. And sometimes, that is a very slow realization.
Oh, it is, Kevin. Hopefully, by that point, it's less about financial security and more about prolonging the inevitable, simply for the love of the game.
And timeout called by JB Bickerstaff. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over.
They be baked potato head, boy. That's like Boston baked beans.
Thompson, he's checked in for Zach LaVine. Now a chance to take a look at some numbers for LaMelo Ball.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Here's Micic. No scoring in this one. Beyond the arc. Ball no good.
No idea why he's attempting so many outside shots. It's not his day, and he needs to either look to drive or get it to an open teammate.
Clarkson outside. Back to Thompson. Shoots over Ball. And Ball with the block.
Well, you love the 6'7" length that LaMelo Ball brings as a defender. Just gets a hand on that and sends it back.
Lets it go from deep. For just the 4th time today, it is good. That one makes him 4 for 10.
All right, defensively now, you've got to find a way to slow this guy down because he's putting it to you.
Thompson sets the pick for Clarkson. Fires from the wing. Hornets with the rebound. Last time they met was in Charlotte.
Well, if they want to avoid the outcome of that first meeting. They'll need to be stronger on the glass. They were completely outmatched in the last one.
Well, you have to believe the coaching staff made that a point of emphasis. Better aggressiveness, better intensity on the backboards.
Now, here's Ball. He's got 10. Pass to Micic. Now, Richards. Here's Ball. Here's Micic. And it's off from three-point range. Here's Clarkson. Now on the scoring with that bucket. For 2 this game.
Oh, slick move by Clarkson. Getting around that inside contact to finish the shot.
And timeout is called by Charles Lee. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Williams, he's checked in for Nick Richards. Bridges comes in for Williams. Miller's checked in for Green. And it's Trey Mann in for Micic. Pistons leading by 6. Now here's Levine. Hey, you know the points will always be there for him. He's averaging just a shade under 20 points a game right now.
Oh, come on, Dunk.
Charlotte's gotten into trouble with the 3-ball in the second quarter. We're hitting 1 of 5 attempts.
I just had my hand
about
up.
Miles Bridges, Greg. He plays a lot. He's always there.
And Kevin, on a couple occasions, Bridges has been near the top in minutes played. He's got that strong 6'7" frame, and it holds up well over the season.
And that one falls for Bridges. Well, Doris, there's no question Miles Bridges is a talented scorer out on the wing.
You are exactly right, Kevin. This is a young man capable of putting up 20 points per game on a nightly basis. Now I want to see Bridges take strides as a defender. He has to show more commitment on that end of the floor.
And the Hornets making a change here. Green's checked in. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Okay.
Cunningham's got 5 points in the quarter.
And you can play Cunningham on the ball, off the ball. He's really a generational talent, partly because of his versatility.
Now, here is Miller from deep. Green. And again, the Hornets missing. Here's Levine. Banked in off the glass. And it's a 9-point Detroit lead.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Hornets have gone just 33% for the field in what's been a cold second quarter for them. Just 3 of 9. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. Taking a look at Detroit, they've been in peak form as we've watched them play some tremendous basketball with an eye toward the postseason. And of course, Charlotte, they have a lot of ground to make up. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. There's a minute 47 left in the first half.
Come here.
Cunningham kicks to Levine. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Back to Cunningham. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That's in. That's his 5th field goal.
Okay, with left.
71%. 5 for 7.
Okay, you gotta run them plays, man.
And so it's Charlotte with it. 11-point game. Outside, Green.
Stop playing computer D. Pick up.
Miller finds Bridges. A 3-pointer
Big
is right
shot,
on
man.
target. Bridges has got 5.
Miles Bridges getting more and more audacious from the three-point line. We see you, sir.
Robinson on the wing.
Dunk it.
That's in.
I ain't gonna keep missing.
From Cunningham. Cunningham's got 3 assists now in this
Dunk
one.
it. I ain't gonna keep missing.
55 seconds left now here in the second. Here's Green. Out to Bridges. No good from outside.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
It's Cunningham with the drive. Pass to Robinson.
Donkey.
And the three off target. Hornets trail by 11. Man with it. Now defended by Cunningham.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Where was the defense? No help. You can't afford to give up these kinds of buckets.
Here is Cunningham. He's coming off a 34-point game against Orlando. Good if it goes. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's the Detroit Pistons ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They've dictated the pace, pushed the ball at every chance, and it's paying off for them. Right back after this break.
Please direct your attention now to center court. And get ready for the fans half-court shot. Drum roll, please. They're measuring up the shot.
Gotta see somebody find a hit this minute. Let's see. Smack. Hey.
Give it up for our contestants.
Thanks for tuning in. With half the game in the books, a bit of ground to make up for the Charlotte Hornets.
You're not going to win many games shooting under 30% from three. If they want to climb back into it, they've got to focus on getting easier looks there, Ernie.
Not everybody can be like the Jet, though, who shot a career 40% from behind the line.
39.9%. That half year in Atlanta killed it, Ernie.
I would agree with that.
Now let's go ahead and recognize the Player of the Month award recipients. The Western Conference winner, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Little love going to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Just another big-time talent hailing from Canada. Has great length for his position. Creates matchup nightmares the way I did, the way Kitty sometimes did. Not really, I just said that to make him look good.
That is more than enough of us. Let's send you back to the game, Kevin Harlan.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, one half to go. You look at Cade Cunningham in this game, he's been everywhere.
And you know he's going to put up points every time out, but boy, he made it look so easy in that first half.
And let's see if he continues that trend the rest of the way. He certainly has the talent and the endurance to do just that.
The backcourt pair will be Cunningham and Ivy. Zach LaVine is out there with Jalen Duren. And it's Adams in at the 5 spot. And that's the group for J.B. Bickerstaff as we begin the second half. Ivy, up top Adams, back to Ivy. Shoots from the line. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
Boy, he was wide open. You wonder, did he overthink it? That's a missed opportunity.
And stolen by Ivy. Here's LaVine. Rebound by Williams.
He bought the ball.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
Bridges shot. Good.
I tell you, the ability to act quickly, to get your shot up as soon as you make the catch, that's beautifully done by Bridges.
Cunningham passes to Ivy. Now here's Adams. Adams sets the pick for Cunningham. To Duren. Just 5 to shoot. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Here's Adams. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Adams has got his second bucket of the night.
Their first basket in 4 tries. Let's see if that basket gets them going. It can be contagious now.
Man with it. Down low. Up it goes, and the Piston lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from Bridges.
Wow, what a start. 3 for 3, terrific play calling, everything clicking out of the gates here.
Ivy passes to Cunningham. Adams with the screen on Ball. Cunningham gets the bucket.
I love the mentality of Cunningham tonight, looking for his shot, and boy, is he producing.
Bridges outside. Miller outside. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
And there it is for him. And it's a 9-point Detroit lead.
Not just a jump shooter. Levine is very capable on the interior.
A little baby ass of off me, boy.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Charlotte moving the ball around. Bridges kicks to Miller. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
What a brutal night for this guy, and it is having a ripple effect throughout the team. This is tough.
Go.
They're using that quickness to maneuver around the paint that time. What a play from Ivy.
Here's Ball. 12 points for him. Bridges outside. Ball dishes to Bridges. Williams sets a screen for Bridges. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Bridges has got 7 points here in this quarter. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, the last few years we saw teams giving up bounties worth of draft picks and trades for star players. But with teams now possessing more roster spots to develop prospects, and about 3/4 of the tradable picks awarded by just a third of the NBA's teams, we may not see so many picks given up.
Timeout.
You're exactly right, David. Something certainly to keep an eye on. And so it's Charles Lee calling timeout. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. Both teams will make substitutions. And now let's turn to the 2K leaderboard for a look at the squads that have the most points in transition over the past 10 games. The Pistons, number 1.
I mean, tough to maintain this kind of pace over an entire season. But let me tell you, they are really running right now.
Williams with the ball. Hermanenko defending. Steps back. Ball. That one goes. Count it. 14 points for LaMelo Ball.
What an electrifying game by LaMelo Ball. Is anyone more exciting than this young guy?
When you look at the game of Mark Williams, Doris, what impresses you the most?
Well, probably his size and athleticism. That combination makes him an immediate fit. He understands which shots to take on the offensive end, seems to have a great feel for how to position himself on the defensive end and how to mix it up on the glass.
They've really gotten on track here in the second half. After that shaky start, the field goal percentage steadily climbing. They couldn't make anything in that first break.
Here's Jokic. The shot by Ivy, no good. Miller surveying the floor. Williams passes to Miller. Fires for 3, and it's the Hornets another 3.
Swish.
Yeah, this offense is rolling. They've been assertive, but they're also playing under control.
I think the communication on offense is working at every level right now. What a run for this group.
Here's Jokic. And again, it's the Pistons missing. Things really clicking for him at the offensive end.
They're making good decisions, not wasting these opportunities.
Williams' shot is off. Pistons leading by 3. The drive by Thompson. Pass to Ivy. 6 to shoot. Here's Jovic. Buries the long-range
That's you, Jokic.
Jovic has got 6 points.
Yeah, a natural scorer. Ivy is developing into a tremendous playmaker.
Miller outside. Back to Ball. Launches it. Rebound by the Pistons. They've led by as many as 11 points.
Well, 2 long-range bombs in the first, but that's stalled out right now.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Here's Mann. He's got 7. Right side, Williams. To Mann. Picked by Williams. With the teardrop, it's rebounded by Jovic.
That's the shit I was talking about right there.
For Detroit, they've gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far.
No foul.
Just above 50%. Three-pointer.
Right there, Jovic.
Buries it from three-point
Right
range.
there, Jovic.
And it's an 11-point Piston lead.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
That's the shit.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
So it's the Hornets now, following the 3 by Detroit. Cranes it from beyond the arc. 9 points from Brandon Miller.
Building confidence in that deep ball. 1 from distance in the first, 2 in the second.
And here's Ivy. Here's Terminenko. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And not
The previous play is under review.
again, and make sure they got it right before we go to the 4th.
And the footage relayed to the officials from the replay center in Secaucus, I think he got it off in time. The replay leaving little doubt.
After the review, the ruling on the floor is overturned.
Now they're going to switch the call. There is no doubt, looking at the replay, that he got it off in time.
Well, it's good they decided to take another look at it. I know some folks don't like how replay slows the game down and interrupts the flow, but when you have it there, you got to use it.
And so it's the Detroit Pistons going into the break with a 10-point lead. Their defense has been active and effective. And we'll be back with you shortly.
Heard me say I was gonna trade his ass, Zach. Nigga, welcome to fucking Detroit, Zach. Let's go. Hey, Nicola must have heard I was gonna trade this punk ass. This nigga been balling this game.
And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or 2 when he needs to.
Well, having multiple playmakers on the floor makes you a much tougher team to defend.
The 4th quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. And so it's Cunningham. He'll bring it up for Detroit. 10-point lead. And on the court for Charlotte as we start the 4th. Grant Williams is out there with Nick Richards. And it's Green, then it's Ball, and it's Micic in at the 1. Outside Robinson.
Duncan.
Adams.
White.
And the rebound goes to the Hornets. Richards got rebound number 5 here tonight. Robinson against Green. Ball with it. And stolen by Ivy. Cunningham passes to Hunt. Back to Cunningham. Outside for Robinson.
Will be another
Detroit,
chance
no
dunk.
good that time either.
Well, this has not been his finest hour, but give your teammates some credit for doing the job of stepping in.
It's tipped.
Good D.
And out of bounds as the Hornets gain possession. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Detroit Pistons. On Saturday, they'll be matching up against Rudy Gobert and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Then on Monday, they'll defend home court against the Portland Trail Blazers.
And this is a perfect situation for them coming up. They'll be facing a lot of teams that they should beat, and those games will be at home. Can't ask for a better stretch of the schedule.
Here's Reddish, following the score by Charlotte. Cunningham on the wing. Now, here's Reddish. He's covered by Ball. Pass to Holland. Robinson a screen on Williams. Holland makes it off the glass. Holland's got his first points of the game.
Well, use the pick and going right to the cup. I love the aggressiveness.
Hornets trail by 10. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. And it's Green with the jam.
What an excellent post-entry pass. Good things happen when you make that next look.
And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page. Trey Matthews checked in for Charlotte. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard J.B. Bickerstaff talking with his team. He demanded something of his guys. He said, I'm not satisfied yet. Are you? Don't give them any hope. Guys.
All right, David, thanks.
L1. That should have been an L1.
Hornets trail by 10. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Lets a floater go. Reddish grabs the rebound.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Clarkson against Ball. 5 to shoot. Here's Dermanenko, and he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
Big
and the
boy,
Pistons
let's go,
lead by
rookie.
12. Here's Mann, guarded by Reddish. Mann passes to Williams. Yep, that one goes in there.
You talk about strength. Grant Williams understands how to finish in the paint.
Detroit's got the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. 6 of 15. Deep 2 from Clarkson. And with the rebound. Hornets trail by 10. Pass the ball. Back to Mann. Pocket 6 to the inside. Gibson. They kick it out to Green. Off target from outside. Pistons leading by 10. Clarkson looking for an opening. Dermanenko down low. Working on Gibson. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Both teams deciding to change it up. Hornets have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Let's get some news on Nick Richards. David, what's the update?
Thanks, guys. I got a status report from Charlotte's head athletic trainer. Oh, that is not what you want to see. It sounds like it's a serious injury. There's never a good time for injuries, but right in the thick of the season, this is a difficult one to navigate. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Appreciate the update. Never like to see any kind of injury, Greg.
Yeah, it's one of the toughest parts of the game because you have little to no control over it.
Well, we're obviously hoping for a speedy recovery because we know this about this young guy. He simply loves playing the game.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Now, Ivy, and a wide open look for Cunningham. Knocks down the 3-ball. And the Pistons lead by 11.
Well, this guy flat out carrying the load for them offensively. He is taking and making good shots. What a terrific job.
Here's Ball. Duran pulls it in. Duran's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Cunningham drives in. And Adams kicks to Ivy. Another 3 for
Ivy with the 3.
Oh, no, he may have gotten injured right there. He's in a lot of pain.
And boy, this really doesn't look good. Just the way it happened.
Boy, it's got to be
What the
so
fuck?
frustrating
You
for
bullshit.
him. As hard as
Oh,
he has
shit.
worked, doing everything he
Carried
can
off.
to help his
Weekend
team,
play.
just heartbreaking.
And the Hornets making a change
like
here.
in real life.
Micic checked in.
Damn. Check his injury. Got damn. Pass and coverage.
Here's Mann. Ivy defending. Mann can't hit. Pistons leading by 14. Cunningham passes to Adams. Back to Cunningham. Duran up top. He's guarded by Williams. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Ivy. Fires from deep.
Ivy getting shot
Hornets with the rebound. Bridges deciding where to go with it. It's deflected. Levine with it. Bridges covering. And the jam by Levine.
And tonight's battle is going to
That
end
boy
with
Zach Levine, y'all, was a perfect add-on. His nigga threw that bitch coast to coast. There's no stopping that bitch. Hey, who got this? Oh, you got this rebound. Block. Give me that. See how it works. I'm taking this all the way close. Give me that.
the very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Detroit.
And the big difference here was accuracy from three-point range.
And once they started sinking shots, they really stretched out the D and created other opportunities. And anytime they got space, they seemed to just knock down another triple.
And now on the year, this will take them to 28 wins.
And this will be their third win in 3 tries against these guys. They match up so well.
And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big impact game for Cade Cunningham.
They simply can't stop him right now. This guy playing with passion and focus.
Timeout call, the Pistons. They're leading by 16. So a whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte. There's 48 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
Oh, I'm a big dog.
Thompson against Green. Curry passes to Green. Charlotte moving the ball around. Curry's shot is good.
Boy, how about that assist from Grant Williams? Really nice vision.
They can burn some clock if they want to.
And get a little breather as well.
Here's Terminenko. The rebound by Richards. And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for Charlotte. They trail by 14. Can't hit from in close. Blows the alley-oop
Oh, he
jam.
missed the dunk.
And so Detroit takes this one by a big margin. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. And now we present the player of the game, Cade Cunningham.
K2952. Ivy 2325. 5 steals. 6. Exactly 29. K was 5. Robinson. Greg Ford 5. broken right ankle. Damn. Damn. He out for down there a month. Month and a half. He out for a month. We both into that shit. Damn. And man, I'm gonna have to put Zach Levine on that man. Hold on, y'all. Give me a quick second. Great.
Oh,
Greetings, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for our latest presentation of it. NBA basketball. Tonight, it'll be the Detroit Pistons going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Joined by Coach Stan Van Gundy and Grant Hill. This is Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce is our reporter. And with the new year just behind us, some impressive new careers starting in the NBA. Our race for Rookie of the Year. Well, you look at James. Well, we're in the middle of the season, and he's got to really step up to even get into the Rookie of the Year conversation.
And as the Rookie of the Year race is getting clearer, these young men are standing out as the cream of the freshman crop.
Well, this is an impressive rookie class. For sure. You got to be really excited about these guys' futures.
Let's check out Minnesota's starting lineup. Ed is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Julius Randle out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's Conley in at the point. And for the Pistons, Cunningham and Ivy work together as the backcourt. Steven Adams out there with Duren. And it's Levine in at the 3. Grant, when it comes to Anthony Edwards, fair to say he's meeting expectations so far.
Oh, no question, B.A. The first overall pick in the 2020 draft, Edwards has been anything but a bust. Now we are seeing him trying to compete for titles.
Thompson, he's checked in for Ivy. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. Will stand for the Detroit Pistons. The rebuild continues.
Well, Brian, it's a process that almost every franchise has to go through at one time or another. You just hope players don't feel lost in the shuffle and they keep playing their best basketball. Well, you love to have a shooter like Levine on your roster. The defense has to cover a lot more ground when he's on the floor.
That one misses. Stan, we got a lot of great athletes on the floor tonight. How do you think it'll play out?
Well, both teams want to run, so in that case, a lot of it comes to which team wants to run back on defense. You can't just outrun people one way. There's going to have to be a lot of intelligence and patience out on the floor tonight.
Here's Cunningham. Rudy Gobert with a rebound. Levine against Edwards. Ooh, Thompson with the block. Levine finds Thompson. McDaniels with the rebound.
Well, give credit to the defense for cutting him off. Normally, that'd be easy points for him at the rim.
Randle against Duren. That one's wide left. Cunningham with the ball. We saw him with 29 points in his last game. Pass to Duren. And the dunk by Duren.
That is what they want from Duren. Spike it, young fella.
Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. The Timberwolves have gone 1 for 3 so far. Outside McDaniels. Jacks up a 3. Can't get his first shot of the game to fall.
Yeah, they're still looking for some cohesion offensively.
Cunningham outside. Duren the screen. The 3 ball. And Cunningham is good for 3.
Yeah, and Cunningham is one of the more difficult players to guard in that pick and roll.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
I briefly spoke with JB Bickerstaff. He knows it'll be tough to score in the paint tonight. Gobert locks down the lane as well as anyone. He blocks shots, and then When you count up the numbers of shots he alters, you get a full picture of his dominance at the defensive end. Guys?
Great work, Allie. Thanks. Here's Levine following the score by Minnesota. Cunningham looking it over to the paint. Here's Duren. That falls. Nice feed that time from Cunningham.
Well, that is a solid screen by Duren. And then the big man rolls right into scoring position.
And Chris Finch calls timeout here. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here. Coming into this, having notched a win against Boston in their last game.
It always helps when your opponent turns the ball over that many times. I thought it was the deciding factor overall.
Yeah, you got to think Coach will show this one as an example of what not to do. You got to take care of the ball.
This group of 4s and 5s have been unreal of late. The best shooting percentages for the bigs over the last 10 games. Rudy Gobert on top.
He just looks in control and confident on the offensive end, not rushing anything, and as a result, he's shooting a high percentage from the field.
Shots blocked!
Yeah, anytime you put the ball up near Duren, there's a chance it ends up back in your face. Incredible. I mean, high energy. In transition, just beating the defense up the floor.
Yeah, the commitment to run is paying great dividends on the break.
Now here's Edwards. 43 points last game out.
And defensively, you have to make them work harder than this, or it's going to be a long night.
First quarter of play, and just over 3.5 minutes in. Now here's Cunningham. There's the block.
Yeah, nice swat by Randall, using his size and good anticipation to get in the shooter's way.
And stand while Edwards has pushed back. It hasn't stopped others from comparing him to his airness, Michael Jordan.
And that talk is more about how his game reminds one of MJ and less about greatness. Edwards' career is just getting started.
The Pistons making a switch here. Jovic is checked in. That misses, so he splits the free throws. Stan, just how much of a catalyst has Mike Conley been since the Timberwolves got him?
Well, just listen to his teammates, Brian. They talk about leadership, the adult in the room, and he remains a very capable two-way player.
So it's Minnesota now, following the score by Detroit. Outside McDaniels. Pass to Randall. Now here's Gobert. Clock at 4. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
That's a decent look for him. He just couldn't convert.
And we just got Shams Charania on the line. Shams, I understand there's some big NBA news. Can you fill us in?
Thanks, Brian. Things are happening for Detroit in the Pistons front office as we get closer to the trade deadline. They recognize they have to round out their offense, and I'm told they're bringing in Zach LaVine. That's a major weapon for this team. It's a big move for this franchise, and it signifies their intent to be aggressive moving forward.
Good stuff there, Shams. Thanks for keeping us informed. Much appreciated, as always. Kept alive. Outside for Randall. Hits a three-pointer. Randall's got 5 points.
No hesitation from the big man, Randall. I mean, this is how confident of a shooter he is.
Here's Ivy. Soft touch off the glass.
Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense, man.
Timberwolves trail by 4. Outside Edwards. Shoots over Thompson. The Pistons clear it. They've been on a heater of late. 7 wins in a row.
Well, I think they've found something. I like how they're executing. They're playing with a lot of energy. We'll see if they can keep it going.
Now here's Thompson, providing this team some offensive stability. A little over 10 points a game. Here's Ivy. Perfect night so far, 2 for 2.
Their defense just falls apart once the ball goes inside.
He got it up late.
And here's Conley. 55 seconds left in the first quarter here. Count the basket.
A great move by Conley. Uses that dribble move to get the space he needed.
And Jaden McDaniels picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game. Steven Adams checked in for the Pistons. Zach LaVine comes in for Thompson. And Minnesota will go for a different look here. Reed's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Ingles comes in for McDaniels. DiVincenzo, he's checked in for Edwards. And it's Alexander Walker in for Conley.
They've been just a little bit better on the glass so far, showing their tremendous work ethic.
Outside, Alexander Walker. Randall outside. Reed sets a screen. There's the three. And rebounded by Zach LaVine. Now Cunningham. And that does it for the first quarter. Detroit on top, up 4. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return.
Hey.
If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter in this one. And guys, what's your take on the Pistons so far?
You know, they've been relentless in how they attack the paint.
Well, if they're going to be that ferocious inside, this defense is in for a long night.
We've got Zach LaVine. Jordan Clarkson is out there with Gabe Vincent. Then there's Jalen Duren, and it's Adams in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group for Detroit starting the second. Now here's LaVine. Really played well against Charlotte in his last game. Second chance effort. Oh, and Reed with a block.
Well, Reed really gets after it on defense. He's a big man that loves coming up with blocks.
Outside LaVine. On the wing, Clarkson. Shot clock at 6. Adams with a screen on Edwards. Second chance shot. Hauled in by DiVincenzo. Timberwolves trail by 4. Well, Coach, Minnesota turning back the clock last year. Most of their lineups had multiple bigs.
Yeah, and we saw how effective it was, especially on defense. Minnesota led the league in defensive rating by a wide margin, and that length was a key factor.
Now here's Duren. Looking at the numbers, he's putting up 7 points a game. Shot by LaVine, no good. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Brian, Anthony Edwards, his disposition just brightens a locker room. Coach Chris Finch said he's an absolute joy to coach. Always in a great mood with a great smile. It doesn't matter if he plays well or he doesn't. Every day he has the same approach and the same attitude.
And he wants to be great, Allie. There's no doubt about that. The Pistons lead by 4. Vincent passes to LaVine. Duren the screen. Inside. Stolen by Ingles. Alexander Walker with it. Vincent picks him up. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker has built a role around defense and activity, Coach.
Yeah, Brian, he's started to understand that not everyone can be that superstar scorer, and he's carved out a role around hustle, but still capable of knocking down shots within the flow of the offense.
Robinson, he's checked in for Detroit. Cunningham comes in for Clarkson. Rudy Gobert's checked in for the Timberwolves. Conley comes in for DiVincenzo.
We haven't seen many buckets like that one. These teams have struggled to dial in their shooting.
Yeah, the score is also the result of quality defense. These teams are almost doing more on that end.
It's Edwards on the wing. He's covered by Vincent. Edwards can't hit.
Those are precisely the looks this team is trying to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots.
And talk about imposing your will. That's 10 straight points in the paint.
Here's Edwards following the score by Detroit from 11 feet away.
Cunningham has great length for his position, and he uses it right there.
And here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Pass to Durham. The shot's good on the assist by Cunningham. Cunningham's got his 3rd assist of the night. And what's your take, guys, here on the hustle stats for Detroit?
Well, their defense has been really impressive, especially the number of blocks they've managed to get. It's not easy to keep denying guys at the rim.
They're also managing to make lots of trouble for their opponent in transition. Right away, they're finding points on the break.
Now here's Edwards. 7 points in the game.
Well, I hate to say it, but he hasn't done a lot to help their cause tonight. He's been a little erratic from the floor.
Cunningham passes to Robinson. Back to Cunningham. Up and over Conley. And it's Cunningham missing. Timberwolves trail by 9. Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
Alexander Walker with it. Picked up by Cunningham. The shot by Alexander Walker, no good.
You gotta finish at the rim right there. You hate seeing those opportunities go to waste.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Anthony Edwards. That'll be a second foul of the game.
Well, he's going to have to watch himself now. It's a little early for that second foul.
And the timeout called here by J.B. Bickerstaff. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. Minnesota with some changes. Randall, he's checked in for Reed. McDaniels comes in for Alexander Walker. And it's DiVincenzo in for Edwards. Now here's Levine. Oh, Levine fighting through contact. Grant, we're starting to see more players throwing alley-oops to themselves off the backboard. Did you ever do that?
In practice, maybe, but although I had some leaping ability early on, I never had the audacity to do it in a real game.
Pass to DiVincenzo. Outside McDaniels. And here's Conley. Out left to the wing.
First personal foul. Team second.
McDaniels from long range gets his second attempt to go. Now he's 1 for 2.
And this is something McDaniels continues to work on. Good to see him cash in off the catch.
Defended by Gobert. Nails the baby hook. And the Pistons lead by 10.
Setting each other up beautifully. I love it. 8 of their last 10 points coming off assists.
Young dog, I just got off this motherfucker. Hey,
there's a minute 59 left in the first half of basketball. Outside, DiVincenzo.
Good ass pick.
Pass to Randall. Launches it. Count it. His 3rd and 5 attempts.
They are shooting it well from beyond the arc right now.
The Pistons lead by 7. Here's Ivy. 23 points his last outing. Six to shoot. On the wing, Levine. DiVincenzo with the steal. To the middle. Here's Randall. Perfect pass to set up the lay-in. And now just a 5-point Detroit lead.
Letting Randall get inside with the ball was a bad mistake. His finishing ability got him to the bucket.
Here's Ivy. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
I just love love the strong finish there inside.
Man, he's got that dunker's mindset, doesn't he? Always ready to pounce. Now here's Conley. Taking a look at his production, averaging just over 8 points a game. Here's Randall. Again, the Timberwolves score.
And every season, Randall seems to shoulder more of the offensive load. It's what allows him to dominate sometimes.
On the wing, Levine. DiVincenzo covering.
He is really scuffling this quarter offensively. Perhaps a little frustration setting in.
Outside Conley. There's 21 seconds left in the second period. Outside, DiVincenzo, 5 to shoot. The Timberwolves need to get off a shot here. Randall. Goes back up. That won't go either for Randall. Here's Levine. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. Pistons ahead. They're up by 5. And we'll be back with you shortly.
Please direct your attention now to center court. And get ready for the fans half-court shot drums. They're thinking about it, thinking about the shot.
Thank you for joining us. Getting right to the story, things are going well for the Detroit Pistons.
Well, they've been the more measured team, passing up good shots for great ones.
Yeah, they've been aggressive, but also disciplined.
And the next topic to touch on, a look at which players might be appearing in the upcoming dunk contest.
They're both in there.
Definitely some explosive guys on this list, but there's plenty.
Thanks as always.
Damn.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. Julius Randle has been sensational.
Can they come up with an answer for him coming out of the half? They have to change something defensively.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
Kicking off the second half, here's Chris Finch's 5. Conley and Ant are the 1 and the 2. Julius Randle out there with Jaden McDaniels, and it's Gobert in at the 5.
And how can you not be excited about Ivy's potential? You can tell he wants to keep getting better.
Taking 2 shots.
Good on the second one. Timberwolves trail by 6. And Grant, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era, that may have come into question just a bit, but size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning.
Ivy with the ball. Cunningham on the wing. Duran with a screen on Conley. Good on the bucket. Cunningham's got 9 points.
Sometimes it's simple. Put the ball in the hands of your scorers and let them do what they do best.
Conley passes to Gobert. And there's Conley. That one's good. And the assist from Gobert.
Yeah, a guy with Conley's consistency is trouble inside. Those high percentage looks are often effortless for him.
Here's Cunningham. And Gobert with a block. And they'll keep possession. Ivy against Edwards. Ivy passes to Duran. Clock at 6. Conley comes with a double team. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. All right, let's see what Detroit has coming up. On Monday, they'll defend home court against the Portland Trail Blazers. Then on Wednesday, they'll take on Ben Simmons and the Brooklyn Nets.
They're looking at an almost ideal stretch of schedule. Games they can win all on home court. They'd have to really go cold to not have these next couple games go their way.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Well, the Timberwolves are one of the biggest teams in the association, and Coach Chris Finch said, quote, "That's how we're built. It's part of our identity." That's what we have to lean into. We want to be big at the rim and force our size on opponents. Brian, he loves to see other teams hesitant to venture into the paint.
Hearing footsteps, right? Allie, thanks. Now here's Randall. 12 points for him. Pass to Gobert. McDaniels from long range. Nails it from 3. Now just a 1-point Pistons lead.
They've got the offense clicking. 3 for 4 to start the half and looking confident.
And J.B. Bickerstaff decides to call timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. And over the last 10 games, these are the guys who have been the most aggressive going after rebounds. Boy, you got to appreciate that effort. Number 5 is Jalen Duren.
Over these last 10 games, this guy has owned the boards, playing so well as of late.
Clarkson outside. Over Edwards. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. And the Pistons lead by 3.
Yeah, the mid-range is the sweet spot for Clarkson. He does a lot of damage from there.
For 3, Randall. The rebound by Detroit. They've led by as many as 11. Following this one, they host the Trailblazers. And that'll be the finale in their 4-game homestand. Pass to Levine. Over McDaniels. Shot by Levine, no good.
Yeah, you wonder what is he thinking right now. He's not shooting the ball well, and shots like that only hurt his team more.
The Pistons lead by 3. Here's Clarkson, and he drives in. And it's Gobert with a rebound. And here's Randall. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. Pass to McDaniels. Hits the rim on the way in, and the bucket is good. McDaniels got 8 points.
Takes a lot of control to hit that mid-ranger, and McDaniels has it.
Stan, a late first-round pick in 2020. Jaden McDaniels, one of the top young two-way players in the league.
Well, Brian, last season he was rewarded with a big money extension. His play tailed off just a bit, but still a key player for them moving forward.
Now here's Randall. He's got 12. That puts him in the lead. 14 points for him.
He's had it going offensively, helping them build this lead.
And J.B. Bickerstaff decides to call timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. And the Pistons will go for a different look here. Jovic, he's checked in for Duren. Thompson comes in for Levine. Robinson, he's checked in for Ivy. And Cunningham subbed in for Clarkson. DiVincenzo, he's checked in for the Timberwolves.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that and it doesn't go down.
You know, a reliable veteran like Julius Randle is so valuable. He provides a foundation for everyone else to play off of because they know he'll be there to score and help out. He makes it easier for other players to succeed around him.
That one's no good. Stan, you've coached some great defensive anchors in your time. Who do you view as the best in the game today?
Well, Brian, you probably have to start with Rudy Gobert, but we've got guys like Brook Lopez, Jaren Jackson, Anthony Davis, and then we've got 2 young ones coming up that could be as good as we've seen in Wemby and Chet Holmgren. Look, if you're open, Conley sees you. That was a great pass.
Cunningham passes to Thompson. And he goes right over Rudy Gobert. Slams
it down.
Come on, let's go,
My goodness, that is how you attack a bigger defender.
Detroit shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game. Reed's checked in for the Timberwolves. Alexander Walker comes in for Edwards.
Well, in terms of pure talent, Asar Thompson has loads of it. I don't know if he has a ceiling.
Randall, right side. Got a piece of it.
You gotta love how they've been crashing the boards, fighting hard for every miss.
Cunningham. Oh, what a move by Cunningham inside. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Pistons.
Well, they're shot blocking. The defensive effort level has been great. You gotta love that intensity.
They're also finding a lot of points tonight off transition play, running the floor and using the fast break to beat the defense.
Outside Reed from outside the arc. Book it. And it's Randall with the assist. Reed's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Conley against Cunningham. He gets going. Oh, and Reed with a block. And they'll get another chance. Thompson outside. And how about we check the numbers for Jaden Ivey?
Effective field goal percentage is a great way to measure his performance over the previous 10 games. It's been much improved, a sign that his game has been evolving.
Holland, he's checked in for Detroit. Zach LaVine comes in for Jovic. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Ingles is checked in. Randall, and off the front iron, and in it goes. Randall's got 5 points now this quarter. 6 lead changes in a game that has a lot of character.
Yeah, both sides stepping up and making big plays.
Cunningham finds Robinson. From behind the arc. Cunningham can't get that one to fall.
The perimeter game has failed him thus far. Hit one from range in the first half, but nothing since.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better look. That's one he's got to knock down.
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not careful there.
Well, that one stings. In a game where every possession counts, he just gave one away.
Alexander Walker, the pass to Ingles. Outside for Randall. Lets the three fly. Sinks the tray. Now it's a 4-point Timberwolves lead.
And he was dominant in their last outing. And the same thing here tonight. He is in a terrific groove right now.
Yeah, for sure. He is just oozing confidence. He thinks every shot is going in. They should just keep running sets for him.
What a performance for Julius Randle. He has been and a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked this was a choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
Yeah, he puts that pass right on the money and made things look easy for his teammates.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Cunningham is out there with Duncan Robinson. Then there's Holland. Then it's Steven Adams.
Yeah, goes that
LaVine
LaVine.
and a small forward. That's the group for Detroit right now.
Even with the defense right in his face, LaVine is able to knock it down.
Minnesota's gone 6 of 14 from the perimeter tonight. DiVincenzo against LaVine. The drive by DiVincenzo. Can't hit it from 12 feet.
You wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the glass.
Reed can't hit. On the wing, LaVine. DiVincenzo covering. LaVine gets the bucket.
That's such a tough finish. LaVine with outstanding focus to score through contact.
Alexander Walker, the pass to Ingles. Oh, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam. Oh, couldn't have asked for a more hotly contested game.
These teams have swapped the lead 8 times. I believe it's coming down to the wire.
Here's Cunningham. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Timberwolves. Ivy's checked in for Detroit. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Conley's checked in. Outside Edwards. Conley against Ivy. Crafty move. And there's a nice layup by Conley. And the Timberwolves lead by 3.
He drops yet another dime, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
Adams with a screen on DiVincenzo. Levine passes to Adams. Ooh, and Adams, strong finish.
Well, look, Levine is such a gifted scorer that it opens up so much for him out of pick and roll action.
And Chris Finch calls timeout here. He's decided it's time to clarify the situation, leaving little room for error. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Chris Finch said to the team. He told the team he has complete faith in them, saying, we're right there, now we just got to make that push and really take hold of the game. We can do that. To me, it looked like his players are on the same page with him. Guys, back to you.
All right, appreciate it, Allie. It's Edwards with a drive, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Ingles.
And after a sketchy first half, they're now looking much more comfortable on the offensive end.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone by now in the final quarter. Durham. Yes! And the foul! It's on Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, just too strong right there. Duran is so good at fighting through contact on the way up.
All right, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
Well, their passing has been just exceptional, and it's opened up the floor for them on numerous occasions.
And another note, how about the way they've cashed in off turnovers, taking advantage when given the extra opportunity?
Just a smart veteran play by Conley, making sure the ball gets to the guy with the best shot available.
Levine against DiVincenzo. Back to Levine. Just 5 on the clock. 5-on-3 break. Ingles from outside. That shot off. Pistons trail by 3. Here's Ivy. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. It goes on Mike Conley.
And Ivy has no fear when it comes to getting inside. He's got a strong frame and doesn't mind taking contact when he has to.
And Minnesota with some changes. Gobert's checked in for Reed. Randall comes in for Ingles. And McDaniels is subbed in for DiVincenzo. And it's Edwards with the ball for Minnesota. And it's Jordan Clarkson with the foul. That's his first foul. And Detroit making a change here. And J.B. Bickerstaff decides to call timeout. He wants their game plan to be crystal clear at this point.
Timeout. Here we go, fans. Time to get hype. Everybody, it's the Pistons Hype Squad.
And the Pistons making a change here. Here's Randall. And it's Randall with the jam.
Wow, Julius Randle. We could feel the floor shaking on that one.
Tries to break his ice. And it's Cade with the finish inside.
Zero rim protection. Unforgivable in a tight ball game like this.
Yeah, there's no excuse for giving that up. That's the absolute last thing you want to happen.
Outside Edwards. Three-pointer. Adams grabs the miss. Adams has got 7 rebounds in the game.
Well, clearly it hasn't been his best game offensively.
And one, let's go, man.
Collectively, they've still found a way to get the lead. Look, they needed a score. Ivy provided the bucket, rising to the occasion.
The Timberwolves trail. Outside Conley. For 3, Randall drains the triple. Randall's got 13 in the second half.
And looking to shoot as many threes as possible. This kind of confidence, impressive to see.
And the timeout called here by J.B. Bickerstaff. No doubt he's going to utilize the opportunity to make sure they're all on the same page here. For Detroit, they've gotten almost all of their shots to fall in the fourth. 6 of 7. Great focus there by Cunningham to knock it down.
Well, in these big moments, Cunningham really wants the ball.
And Minnesota has possession. Outside Edwards. Randall, right side. Fires from the line. 6 on the shot clock. Oh, a sensational slam by Amp.
Well, you need a bucket? Give it to Edwards. He's got that clutch G.
And that was our AT&T 5G Slam Cam, bringing you the sauce.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Check by Randall, and he banks in the layup.
And that was the right decision. When you're in need of a bucket, you go to your most trusted guys.
Yeah, he got a good look, and he calmly delivered for them. That's what you like to see.
Outside Conley, the 3. The rebound by Detroit. Adams has got rebound number 8 here already in the game. Cunningham against McDaniels. Now here's Cunningham. With the drive. Cunningham takes the contact.
Not afraid of taking big shots. Cunningham rises to the occasion and delivers.
Ooh.
Minnesota's gone just 1 of 6 from downtown in this final quarter. Conley finds McDaniels. Oh, sweet move. And that one's long.
I like where he took that shot. The D was just too strong.
And it's Cunningham missing. The Timberwolves shooting an even 50% since the fourth quarter got underway.
Edwards brings so much power to his game inside.
So the first one drops, and that narrows the gap to 1. Jalen Duren, he's checked in for Detroit. Zach LaVine comes in for Thompson. Both good from the line that time.
He knows just how important these shots are, and he makes them count.
And Detroit, his shooting has been excellent so far, around 56%. Here's Cunningham.
There is absolutely no fear in his eyes. He loves the moment.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. And coach didn't want to take any chances in this situation, which is why he called the TO. 44 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What a huge trip here.
Absolutely. You can feel the energy in this arena.
Adams a screen. Here's Ivy. And it's in.
You have to love Ivy's energy. Playing his heart out right up until the very end.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. Critical moment here. He's not taking any chances.
Get out there, man. Gotta see that layup. Layup was nasty. Go Burt, we got. What this is. I didn't Ivy. Let me get that boy. Let me get that boy back. I got you, my boy. Don't even worry about it. Go set that pick, Adams. Ooh. I left that lane right there open. I'm taking that. Tell Ivy. Oh, he could have just laid it. I wanted to be sweet. I thought Gobert was gonna come trying to smack it. Hey. Hey.
Give me your Pistons dancer.
29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Lets it go. The shot by Conley, no good. And they committed intentional foul. We'll see another one of those, so they get into the penalty.
Yeah, no, you had to do that. I mean, can't allow them to dribble out the time.
Detroit calls timeout. There's 21 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. Here's Levine, and an intentional foul right there.
Third personal foul, team 4. At the line for your Pistons, Levine. Zach Levine, 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that puts him up 5. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Taking care of business at the line. Converting on all those free throws helps them build this lead.
Money! And now they trail by just 4.
He's been shooting with great consistency tonight. Love to see that confident play on offense. Yeah, and there's no question they have to foul. Now, I'm sure they would have preferred to avoid it.
Good on the first, and that puts him up 5. And so he drops them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
No doubt, that just about seals it.
McDaniels from long range. Offensive board. For 3, Randall. Money from deep. And now they foul and stop the clock. First free throw is good, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 5-point game. And so it's Detroit with the W. Boy, a hard-fought game. They did a great job of holding on to the lead at the end.
Yeah, get the coffee, because that's the way to close. You're going to face some obstacles in the game, but they overcame every one.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. With Grant Hill, Stan Van Gundy, and Ali LaForce, this is Brian Anderson saying thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And let's leave you with our player of the game, Kate Cunningham.
They're gonna get busy. Seven, 5, and 9, 2 blocks. 23, 4, 2. 21, 3, 14. 16, Maybe these 2 points get busy on the board. Good. I want to say that. Definitely want to say that. Go into the office real quick. Boy K, boy, you see you in that MVP running, my boy. Yes, sir. Good shit tonight, too. Right there, right there. Got a little spot. I'll move that. Put that boy right there. Go to the ocean front boy. This nigga over there hooping. There goes. Look at it. Four. 7. 18, 21 games to also might simulate some of these bitches down there. Why not? Alright, y'all, I'm about to warm me up some food, man. Hit that like button, subscribe, man. Share this shit. Whatever the fuck going on, I don't give a fuck. Do that shit. I'm about to eat. Blow one of them thigh out packs and watch this little show. I'm out.